This is BlockBuilder Beta. It's a Bitcoin mining pool platform that we use to launch and manage your own private and public Bitcoin mining pools. I'm not going to go too deep in the first video, so I'm going to focus on the basics instead. At the end of the video, you'll be able to launch a pool, connect the miner, and solve a Testnet3 block. So let's get started. Together, we're going to go step by step for your onboarding, but if you get lost along the way, just DM me with any questions or reply in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer. First, you'll need to visit BlockBuilder.app. Just click the link on my profile and click the link below my bio. Or you could also just type it in the browser, BlockBuilder.app, and we'll get started. This is the front end of the platform. It's self-hosted on our server clusters, so it doesn't run on AWS or Azure. It won't crash when they crash. I'm not saying it won't crash at all. I do as much as I can to keep it online 99.9% of the time, but we're load testing, stress testing, and all. Keep in mind, this is beta. All right, there are two paths you can go from this point. The first path, as you've seen, is to skip the login and connect an existing pool. That's going to be this right here. So you can do it anonymously. Go ahead and click. And you'll have choices, and these choices are network specific. So to do this, you'll need to connect your workers, copy the Stratum URL to your miner, and then enter your wallet address as the miner name on the miner's web interface. You'll leave the password blank and save the settings. It should be very easy to connect, but just to make it clear, if you want to go on mainnet, you come here, click this, copy, and you'll see the Stratum URL was copied, and then you're good to go. These are all of the valid addresses: legacy script, nested SegWit, nested SegWit script, SegWit script, and Taproot. Compatible with all of those. I've tested them. I am 100% confident you won't have any issues. You can do this on mainnet, Testnet4, Testnet3, and then I also do reg tests, but that's a local item. I wouldn't really recommend that. It's not as reliable as actually testing on the testnets. And of course, Testnet4 is going to be a better representation of testnet activity than Testnet3. So the second option is going to be when I take the mouse off this page, you'll see where it asks you to create a pool. And we can click the link on this page, or you can go up here to this menu in the top right-hand corner and click Custom Pool. Now, this is on an account that has already been email verified and has been upgraded to unlimited. And the reason why I upgraded to unlimited is because I wanted to show you the custom pool creation. If you are still a limited user, you just verify the email and then jump in and create a pool. You won't have all these cool settings. So the advanced settings come with the custom pool, and the custom pool comes with being a verified unlimited user. Right now, there's no cost to do that, so just DM me if you want to try it out. So I want to jump in, and we'll start with the drop-down menu. We'll move to custom pool, that's what we just did, and then Testnet3. So we'll choose our network, Testnet3, and we're going to call this demo. And we have some settings here that are unique. You can set your own version mask. You can set the version min bit count. I'll go ahead and set 16. I like having a big extra notes to space, so we're going to give it 8 bytes. I've already inserted my little devil Coinbase tag. That's my favorite little guy right there. And we're going to set the difficulty that's miner specific. I'm on an S19, so I'm just going to drop in 100,000. Now, there are already defaults set for all of this. Like, for example, if you don't set this, don't worry about it. I'll set it for you, and it should be mostly compatible. But that's what this is. Join, create a pool, connect your miner, and see what settings work best. We also have an automated difficulty, and we're going to have template dropdowns and such. But for right now, let's go ahead and create a pool, and we're on our way. We're going to have to wait a minute. This part of the process takes about a minute because on the back end, I'm cloning your custom pool to all of the servers in your clusters. And so if one or more servers fail, you're going to keep hashing like nothing happened. A few of you have inquired about the enterprise service on dedicated servers, so that's also in the pipe. It'll be rolled out shortly. But right now, I just want to focus on the shared system that I built for everyone to use. While we're waiting for that pool to propagate to every server in the cluster, let's connect to the web interface of our miner and get ready to input the Stratum. So I'll drag that in from over here. Let's see. You should be able to see it now. Okay, and I'm using an S19, but you should be able to use any miner. If you hit any compatibility issues, reach out to me immediately so we can get your device online, and that will benefit everyone. Now we are ready to insert Stratum. I'd like having a different Stratum for each wallet. So I have this, my reg test wallet, my mainnet wallet, and this is my testnet wallet. Okay, over here, you can see that the pool is now built, and we're just going to straight up copy from the Stratum here, which already includes the port assignment. So you've got the URL, the port assignment, copy pasted right from here to there. And again, these are the usable wallet types. All right, I'll click back on this because the next thing we're going to do is check out that pool. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and save my testnet address in the miner name. There is no password required. And for this, you'll just use the existing dark Stratum that we created for you and click save. All right, I'm going to move back over from here and give us visibility of the platform again. So now we're going to jump right over to the platform that was created. And this is a success. So you already have a Testnet3 pool, and there it is. I'm a little bit late to the party. That was the platform you're looking at, right? So you do have a platform to control your pool. You get access to your pool. You can always delete it if you want to. You can change the visibility from public to private. But as you can see, it's very snappy, very responsive, and very robust. The very first share that we had in was 450,000. I think the difficulty on this network right now is about 3 million. So hopefully it'll be done in a few minutes. But as you can see, we track everything and give you access to the stats kind of at a high level to begin with. So these are your dashboard stats. If you add more than one network, you'll be able to see your stats specifically. And I also have added a chain that shows the real nTime of the block as close as we can get it. So that should be centralized as far as anywhere that you look, you're going to find that. Now we can drill down into your specific pool. Here's the button for your web UI in case you closed that little pop-up window. And this takes you to the custom web UI, and here you are. All right, so now as you can see, and I'm just going to bring this back in. So hang on. Okay, 110 mining to that at this address. And you know what? I'm going to copy this so I can show you the stats too. Now, there are a couple different ways to look at stats. Right now, you're looking at basically counters. This is, oh, we already have a block. Okay, yeah, so we already hit a block down here. I don't know what the time was for that, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but that's awesome. We're just going to leave that where it is. And we're going to drill down on the stats. Now, you've got real-time stats. You can change the granularity of these stats from 2 seconds to 5 seconds. If you've got it pulled up on a TV, I would just set it to 1 minute. It's much nicer to the API too. Thank you. And then you've got historical stats. Historical stats here are going to include your stats from the point where the pool was created until present time. So this gives you a good look back at how much work you have been doing on this specific stratum. As you can see, the uptime, 3 minutes. This is the real terahash, and it's pretty close to what we have on the machine itself. The faster that it's solving these blocks and shares, the rate goes a little bit higher, and it tends to level off after about the first 3 to 4 minutes. You'll be able to actually dig down and drill into the jobs. So as you can see here, this is the job creation for this specific pool. This is the wallet that we entered. This is the worker name. If you're going to enter a username and a worker name, make sure you separate them with a period. That's very conventional. And now you get a chance to actually look at what's happening behind the scenes. So this is pretty much how I've focused on being as transparent as possible with what the system is doing with your hash rate. And so you can see that the previous hash of what you were working on, you can see transformation of that hash. You can see version, nBits, nTime, and clean job. So these are all the components of a Stratum job that is being sent out with Stratum v1. And most importantly, you can see right here, this is the TX ID. So basically the Coinbase transaction. And what this does is this signals to the Bitcoin network who to pay, how much to pay, and all the details that go with it. So we'll come back to that later, but for right now, there it is. And if you know what to do with that, great. If you don't, I'm going to show you in another video, but I can give you a hint to it now. You'll use the Bitcoin command line interface, and it's bitcoin-cli-testnet4, and then you put this TX ID and then hit enter, and it's going to show you the payout scheme. Current time, min time, and then you can even inspect the Merkle branches. Now, keep in mind, you may not have Merkle branches if the block is empty. So we'll just skip down to the next one. You can see your shares. We've submitted 58 shares with 100% success rate, and that does match the miner's success rate, or in this case, pool rejection rate is 0. So that's 100 and 0 is proportional. And time since last share, best share difficulty. This is how good of a job your miner did solving that block. And this is how fast that came in. And actually, this isn't a solved block. This is just a high share, but it wasn't enough to solve a block. So you're watching this in real time. This updates, I think, maybe 5 or 10 seconds. It's as close as I can get without really slamming the API. And then, of course, you've got your best blocks down here. Now, these are actually solved blocks. So whatever network you're on, the system is exactly the same. You'll be able to see all of this. And it will be improving over time. But for right now, let's focus on what it actually did. We did commit these blocks. They were submitted to the network and they were accepted. We were, in some cases, 330% over where we needed to be. Of course, we were only targeting network difficulty, or in this case, the network target derived from bits, and we went below that target, which means we are above the network difficulty, which is how you solve a block. So if we want to inspect this further, you can break down the block that you actually solved into individual pieces. As you can see, the effect of having an 8-byte nonce is awesome. We didn't need to use it all, but there it is. All these extra zeros, at 4 bytes of zeros and 4 bytes of the first half of extra nonce 2. Extra nonce 1 is going to be sticky. We'll just call it sticky because it sticks with your miner until you disconnect and reconnect. So that's more like a connection ID if you think of it that way. Now, we do have nTime rolling, version rolling. So if either one of those features doesn't work with your device, go ahead and turn it off. You can do that in the custom pool settings. And I'm going to zoom down through this. Let's look at one of these block hashes. Which one was the best? This one is at the top of the list, so it must be the best, right? It's block height 4,776,183. So let's just verify that. We'll, of course, go to mempool. I really like these guys. I think what they're doing is great. It's an awesome project, and I've used it a ton of times. We're on the wrong network. Testnet3, notice they have no value, and it's deprecated, so they want you using Testnet4 instead. For this, we're just going to use Testnet3. Hopefully, they'll acknowledge the block. And they did. So 2 minutes ago, this block was mined. At this time, this is the same block hash that we just entered in our system. And that is the same block that we show here. That's the same block height. So yeah, there it is. Now that appears to have been an empty block. And oh, by the way, we didn't set a Coinbase tag, but you definitely can. You can set a Coinbase tag. It'll be preceded with BlockBuilder. If you want to white label it, let me know. But for right now, it'll be preceded with BlockBuilder. Oh wait, we did set a Coinbase tag because there's our little guy again. I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to show you the whole system and go from top to bottom. But as you can see, it works. I think it works really well. I've been focusing really hard on the success of the platform, more specifically on the functionality of the platform. And I'm really happy with how far it's come, but we still have a long way to go. So I would like you to be a part of that. Whenever you have a chance, please check this out. And thank you all for tuning in and trying this out. I really honestly look forward to mining with all of you, and let's make it work.